Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and the ladies, thank y'all for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Jerm, and today we have got so much to talk about. There is a lot going on in the world. But to start off on some very positive news, Outkast got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Shout out to them. But yes, there is actually a lot to talk about, and this has been a bit of a rough week for the world, especially for America in a lot of different ways. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a buffoon, a certain orange buffoon who continues to just do buffoon things. There's companies that I love dearly that are just showing their ass repeatedly, and it's getting harder to ignore. And there's shit that I told y'all about before that's just getting more and more confusing and hard to figure out. And all of that and so much more in Kinetic Aesthetic. So without further ado, I want y'all to go ahead and get yourself some food or a drink. Make yourself comfy. If you're at work, go and prop your feet up. Hopefully you're on lunch break. And just relax and get comfortable. Because after a word from our sponsors, you're going to be getting some kinetic all up in your aesthetic. All right, so there's been something very, very positive, something that I just wanted to take note of. He was in prison for a good amount of time. I'm just very happy to see him out. You know what? He is going to add so much more to the culture, so much more to the community. Thank goodness that Blueface is free. No. Like I should talk about Max B. The Wave is free. After 17, I think it was 18 years in fucking prison, he finally got off. Max B is free. Anybody that is a Gen Xer, anybody that's sort of around my age, you are at least familiar with Max B. This was a nigga who was very, very popular when I was growing up. Free Max B was one of the first real, huge, rapper campaigns for a nigga to be freed. And you know what? All I will say is that I was never too familiar with his music. I wasn't too hip to his wave. I knew of French Montana. I know of some of the people that really was associated with him, like Jim Jones and Dipset and everything. But he himself, I really never knew too much about. But one thing I noticed about him, he went to a New York Jets game, and just the video of him, he seems like a nigga that's just trying to really come out and just be on some positive, just go and strictly focus on the music and trying to connect with his fans. And I feel like that's good. I'm here for that energy. The man has been in jail for fucking 18 years. He don't want to be on no drama. He don't want to be on no bullshit. I guess he had some long-standing beef with Jim Jones, where Jim Jones had talked about wishing death on him and shit. He said, you know what, fuck that. I don't care. I just want to be free, and I'm just happy to be back home and all shit like that. So shout out to Max B, and good for you. I just wanted to highlight that story because you need some positivity, because this was a very, very rough week. But shout out Max B, man. Hopefully he is able to come out and, I'm not expecting the nigga to become the biggest rapper in the world, especially not at his age. He is a bit of an old nigga in a young man's game. And we saw what happened with Bobby Shmurda. We saw what happened with Gucci. Niggas will come out of jail and everybody thinking they're going to do this and that, when really they just come out and they be okay. But good for him. Okay. While we are talking about rappers, I actually do want to bring up something else that happened over this past week. Westside Gunns. He is a rapper that is affiliated with the Griselda clique. I think he's actually not even affiliated. He is the head of the Griselda clique that come out of Buffalo, New York. They are, if you're not familiar with their music, the best way I can say it is he's boom bap rap with a just literally brought to the modern. If you're into that type of thing, it's for you. If you're not, you might not fuck with him. But this is not about his music. I don't really have anything to say about him per se. I really wanted to talk about just a recent experience that he was sharing on social media that he had on WWE. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with him, Westside Gunns is a huge, huge wrestling nerd. And when I say nerd, I mean that nigga he is a stan. He is one of those type of people who is going to be front row at every major show. You're always going to see him. They don't even acknowledge him like that, but you always know him, like, you know type thing. He's a huge fan. His entire discography is filled with wrestling references. He has a whole series called Heels Have Eyes, I believe is what it's called. Each cover was just filled with pro wrestlers on it. He is I'm an anime nerd, but this nigga out nerds me when it comes to that. It's the way he seems to love wrestling, the money he spends on it and everything like that. It's literally integral to his whole persona. And it just made it all the more rubber. And I respect that. Me being a wrestling fan myself, somebody that I might not watch it, but I still somewhat keep up with it. I can respect that find it cool when it's somebody that's a rapper, he does give it a sort of, him just being a fan and him putting on for it the way he does is able to expose it to a whole different demographic that normally isn't able to get into wrestling for a lot of different reasons past their youth. And that's what made it all the more disappointing when he shared the story about how he was kicked out of Monday Night Raw. And I was not able to really find any good reason. You know, he put in the post that he said that there was nothing that he did to have it happen, and I'm sort of inclined to believe him because I wasn't able to find anything that he did. I want to say that there's a lot of different, there's a couple of different reasons why they might have not been fucking with him anymore at this point. There is a bit of a lawsuit, and they have apparently, and this is something he revealed, been threatening him about using their likenesses or their pictures or anything of their wrestlers in his music, which, yes, I understand that is their trademark, that is their copyright. They have the right to make sure that nobody's able to just use that willy-nilly. This man, you can't put wrestlers' pictures on a shirt that they are not getting paid for, but you are, and then like be charged $100 for it. Niggas not going for that. Understand. However, the way they went about it, the way they have sort of done everything they can, especially just when I really was able to think about how long I've noticed this nigga just constantly being at shows and then never really doing anything to acknowledge him, it's made it clear to me it's UE. And I think the main reason I wanted to talk about this, just because I really wanted to talk about WWE because I haven't had a chance to, they are in this really weird, unique state where I'm so happy that Vince McMahon is gone, because of everything that I know that he represented, of everything that I know that he had going on now. But I cannot deny that there was a bit of a human element that was still there, despite them being a multi-billion-dollar company, that it's just sort of gone. One thing that Vince was famous for was he always felt it was important to make sure that families are able to afford the tickets, that families are able to enjoy the product, and that you're able to really get people in that way. Now, well, I can't even call them just WWE anymore. They're TKO. That's the company that they were merged into along with the UFC. But they're at a point where they're like just pushing ridiculous prices for tickets for an average regular taping of one of their weekly shows that aren't doing that well right now, that aren't really like making anybody, like, aren't setting the world on fire in terms of their creative output. And I think that this point that they're in right now, this little lull period that it's starting to become, is a prime example of what happens when you take away that human element. Because more and more, they're just starting to fall into these corporate practices, these real fucked sort of business transactions and the way they do things. Here's another thing that they did. Ridge Holland, another former WWE superstar, somebody who was released not too long ago. I want to say this was about a month ago when he was fired. He was understandably upset. Not everybody deals with, being fired or losing their job that well. And he posted some tweets. He posted some stuff. He said, it's fucked. I lost my job. I don't know how I'm going to pay my mortgage and a whole bunch of other shit. Yeah, that's one thing. It's a little salty. A lot of people, people, sometimes they don't feel bad for you. They're wondering, why aren't you, saving your money? Wrestlers do get paid well, especially if you are on the WWE roster, all things considered. However, I will say that this is something that I will just point out to anybody who will just follow that train of thought. There is a lot of expenses, there is medical, there is a whole bunch of other shit that the company does not always pay for that ends up being due to you, that you have to take care of. And then you have to take care of your food, family if you have one. Kids are not going to be cheap under any circumstance. I say all that to say, it did not make it right for the company, after hearing about him complaining on social media, to then terminate his contract early and take away, because pretty much when you sign with the WWE, you are signing a contract to where even if you are fired, you have a non-compete clause where you are not able to do any other wrestling work with another company for 90 days. It was normally 90 days. I believe there's a situation going on right now where it's actually turned into a year, which is, again, fucked in itself. But I say all this to say, TKO/WWE is in a total pattern of corporate blind. I don't even know what the word is. They're going blind to the human element of what made them so successful. They're starting to make decisions that are just ignorant to anything else except metrics. They don't really seem to give a fuck about just good faith or good morale in their product. You know, they bring Brock Lesnar back, who his name has not been cleared from the sexual assault case that Vince McMahon is that originates with Vince McMahon, that he is connected to. There's been nothing to that, to my knowledge. So they are in their post-capitalist era where they are all about greed. They are all about the bottom line. They do not give a damn about anything else. And it's sad because when things first started, it was a very, very fresh feeling product, fresh feeling show. You were excited to see what they were going to do, but slowly they have lost that. And I don't just blame Triple H like a lot of people want to do, because I do recognize and understand this is a corporation now. They are no longer a family-run business, which WWE was for the longest time, even if it was just Vince who really ran it. They are beholden to shareholders, even more so than they were before, because Vince already had shareholders then. But it's different. It's sad, and I don't know how to feel about it. You know, as I sit here and I record this and I'm talking to you all right now, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know what you do, because this is a very, very unique thing to have happen. It's a unique industry, and for me to see it be where it is and where I feel like it's going feels bad. Alrighty, so moving on. As you all may or may not know, a couple weeks ago I did a episode on the singer David and the controversy surrounding him, the girl Celeste Rivas' body who was found in his car, the car that was registered to him, and everything that's been going on with that. Well, there was an update in the case. It's sort of, I don't know what to make of the update. I don't know what this means for it going forward, but the police are now coming out and they are pretty much saying that they don't believe that a murder is one of the crimes that they're going to even really be able to charge anybody with. They're still really, they haven't named him a suspect. So again, there's so many questions regarding everything, especially now that they've come out and said this. But basically, David is probably not going to be in trouble for murdering her. At most, from what I read, they're just going to be able to put somebody for concealing the body. And I don't know at this point. This is a very, very insane story, because it's like I was saying when I was recording it, when in that episode, I don't get how he hasn't been charged yet. I mean, well, not even really named a suspect yet. I don't understand the whole process behind that. They have not been able to determine a cause of death, really, probably because of her being in that trunk for so long and decomposing. But it's just so much. There's so much that I've seen that have just been put together by internet sleuths. So I do wonder, what is it that they are finding out, and what is it that they are seeing that we don't know? What else was this girl into? What else was happening in her life? Because there was a very clear, inappropriate, just based off age relationship between her and David. I don't necessarily know if it has been confirmed that it has been her in so many of these videos and pictures that have gone viral, but it's almost obvious to me. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the hell happens with this case, because I have so many questions. What happened to her? If David is not a murderer, how does her body end up in his trunk? How does he not know about this? I understand most people will have control over a car, but it's in his neighborhood. It's so much. So that is, again, one of those stories that is just going to continue to play out, continue to develop. I will continue to keep you all updated, but I just wanted to give y'all a little tidbit on what's going on with that one, because that story is crazy. And again, we hope that she gets justice. We hope that the family is able to heal, because for it to still be going on and still to just not know what's going on with your baby girl after she disappeared like that and is found in pieces in a trunk, my thoughts and prayers again go out to the family, because it has to just be hell just having to deal with that over your head. You don't know what happened. Alrighty, so in our latest edition of what is Trump going to do next? What crazy move is our president going to do? This is something that you probably wouldn't have noticed. The bigger and more noisier thing that he did was pretty much go on an NFL broadcast and just say a whole lot of nothing and just pretty much be there. But something that I just pretty much was able to notice over the weekend, thankfully I had the day off, otherwise I wouldn't have noticed this. I just noticed it on Facebook of all places. But this was actually legit. There is somebody that posted a link to the White House's official government website. And if you actually go through there and look at the major event timeline, Like, if you go past all the little stuff about the expansion that they're doing and everything like that, what they have is a major events timeline. And normally this would be nothing, you know, it really just include a whole bunch of regular stuff about our history. And for the most part, it is that. You know, it's got mostly everything up until about 1973 good, and then after that it makes a big jump, and the next thing it talks about as for a major event to happen in the White House is the Bill Clinton scandal. And pretty much it just talks about President, and I'm going to read it verbatim. President Bill Clinton's affair with intern Monica Lewinsky was exposed, leading to White House perjury investigations. The Oval Office trysts fueled impeachment for obstruction. And you would think, okay, that was a major event that did happen in the White House. That is something that is worth saying, worth talking about. And I would have given it the benefit of the doubt if I not. Just one slide after that, jump all the way to 2012, where it talks about President Obama and Muslim Brotherhood visit. And this is what this one says verbatim. Obama hosts members of the Muslim Brotherhood, a group that promotes Islamist extremism and has ties to Hamas. The Muslim Brotherhood is a designated terrorist organization by nearly a dozen nations. Now, unless you are slow, unless you are unable to really sort of pick up on just the weirdness of that, there is nothing that I ever really remember ever hearing about Obama ever bringing a Muslim Brotherhood. I don't remember anything like this happening, but even so, what is the purpose of just like trying to drag a former president through the mud and just sully his reputation, especially two of them? President Bill Clinton is so far removed from Trump's presidency to where I don't really understand that one, and the Obama one is just petty. It's a picture of him in some type of, I don't know exactly what you would call it, a Muslim getup, and it gets even worse, because there's a little thing after that for 2020 where it talks about a tennis pavilion that his wife was constructed and had built, and then the next one it talks about is cocaine discovered. And it has a picture of Joe Biden, former President Joe Biden's son Hunter, in the bathtub with his shirt off, with a cigarette in his mouth. It's a picture designed to make him look grimy, make him look rough, make him look dirty. It just talks about cocaine being found in the White House, something that happened in 2023. Then the next slide over, to bring it all home, to make sure that he was able to attack all of the enemies and all the people that he doesn't like. Trans Day of Visibility, the Biden-Harris administration hosts transsexuals at the White House in 2023 and goes on to establish the Transgender Day of Visibility on the same day as Easter Sunday in 2024. Now that one, it's a little layered one. Now that is a post, especially the way this post was designed with President Joe Biden. He was standing next to, I don't know who this is. It looks like a trans activist or just literally a trans woman. He's smiling with her in one picture, and then in the other one, you have a picture of her topless with he's not in that picture. I have no real reason to believe that he was even around when she would have taken one as risque as this, but there is a very, very clear agenda with what they're doing with that. It's getting very, very serious. It's getting more and more in your face. It's so clear bullshit. It's so clear, it's scary when you see your own government start to do dumb shit like this. When you see them start to just post pure, clear, not even a real good attempt to sugarcoat it propaganda, you have to be a little bit concerned. And I think that's where we're at. Stop trusting everything that you read and you hear. Shit, like, fact check me. There is so much misinformation that is about to be out there. I haven't even really talked about the rise of AI and how it's really starting to get good with some of these AIs. I just saw a video of a dude who had a beer coat that damn near looked real. They had mimicked the guy's face, like the AI person, and aside from the background was fucked up, but the AI person itself was really, really you couldn't tell the difference. So there's just going to be mountains and heaps of misinformation, and it does not help that our own government is making it very, very clear what side of it that they're going to be on. The truth is going to be a lot more harder to find, and we just got to be prepared for that, because seeing this was very disappointing. You keep thinking, or at least I keep thinking to myself personally, how much lower, how much worse can we really get with the way things are starting to become? But clearly there's still a new low. We ain't in hell yet. We keep thinking we are, but we are not there yet, people. Alrighty, I was going to save this for my sports talk, but I decided to talk about it here. I just wanted to, of course, speak on the passing of Marshawn Kneeland. Apparently, it was a suicide. He engaged in a police chase. There's still so many answers. I held off on recording this. I wanted to talk about it probably earlier, but I just held off on recording it just because there is so much that can be said right now about how hard it is to just live in this world, the mental stress that we all have, that we all go through, that we're all facing. And it is impossible to quantify just how heavy it can be on any of us. But I just don't want I just feel like it has to be said. It is absolutely crazy and insane to just he was a 24-year-old NFL athlete. He had so much to live for. He had so much to look forward to, and still those demons got him, and that's just how real that shit gets. He had just made a huge play on the Monday night game they were in. He had just been a huge part of that team, helping them win, helping them look good, and then you just go out there and and then he's not there. And there's so much about his life that I don't know about, that I'm still reading about, that I'm still just doing my own research on, just trying to understand. He lost his mom just a year ago, somebody who was close to. He talked about how hard it was to just not for him to not have her see him be able to be in the NFL and have that success. Personally, I can relate to that on a very, very deep and personal level. He was so young. He had so much to live for. He had so much to really look forward to in his life past football, just a career after that. And it makes me very, very sad, and just it hurts me. Like the news sort of fucked me up for a little bit when I first heard it this week, because why? Why was he not able to feel like he could just go on and just call somebody or just go and get that help? And you just have to remind yourself that's how real that shit get. Depression, that feeling of worthlessness, of just feeling like nothing is worth it, like you can't go on, that is a very real thing. That shit really gets to you. But you have to understand that this life is that the life that we have is a gift, and it's something that you got to cherish, because it can be gone just like that. Like in a flash or an instant, anybody you love can be gone, because them demons, it'll be something that you don't even know that they're fighting, and they'll just take them just like that. My thoughts and my prayers go out to this young man's family. The game of football just didn't even feel like it was that important. Everybody that played took that moment of silence, and everybody, I know all those players just felt that in their hearts and their emotions, because ain't no telling how many of them are going through struggles, are going through shit that we don't know about, you know? Just dealing with it, thinking like, I'm an NFL player, I'm supposed to be able to just deal with that. Like, I'm supposed to just live and just move. And they're people too, you know? All the mental health stuff that we hear about, that we see these NFL players do. Dak Prescott, I hate that it had to be somebody like him that had to go through dealing with something like this from a teammate, because Dak has been very open and honest about his struggles with depression, about how he's been close. He's been on edge, and thankfully he's still here. But the pain of just losing your parent, the pain of just having to go through life and just having to, that shit is real. So again, thoughts and prayers to Marshawn Kneeland. I'm just, hopefully he is able to be at peace now. I hate that his family has to bury him, because no parent is supposed to bury their child. It's not supposed to happen that way. And I just hope that he is at peace. I hope that he's at peace. I hope that he's able to just watch over his family, and I hope he's able to just have no more of those demons that were bothering him, that were troubling him. I hope that they are no longer on his back. Rest in peace. Alrighty, everybody. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Jerm, and I do want to say once again, thank you to everybody that is listening, that is watching, that is following me on all the social medias, that's doing anything to just support me. It means a lot. It helps keep me engaged, and it just helps keep me going. Make sure you all continue to drink a lot of water. Make sure you tell your friends and your family that you love them. Just continue to be good people. And again, appreciate you all. This has been your boy, Jerm. I'm out.